What's up, YouTube? So today we got a series review, the 100. Now, if you guys haven't watched this show or you kind of been on a border, this is the perfect video for you because I'm gonna go into fine detail, hopefully without too many spoilers. But this has become one of my favorite series of 2023, and it didn't even come out this year. But let's get right into it.
97 years ago, a nuclear apocalypse killed everything on Earth, leaving the planet simmering in radiation. But fortunately, not everyone was on the ground. At the time, 12 space stations were in orbit and came together to form the Ark.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how our sci-fi series, The 100, starts. The Earth was blown up by humans years ago, so these people have been surviving in space on a machine called the Ark, and it keeps the humans alive. They have like a farm, they have like all types of stuff on this Ark. And as time goes on, the Ark is falling apart. Not falling apart, but it's becoming dead. It's not enough air. It's not producing enough oxygen for so many people on it, right? So when you commit a crime on the Ark, you get floated, and to be floated is you just sent out to space to die, basically. So like flotation, floating. Can you even, in this case scenario, put those two like that? Anywho, so these kids who committed various crimes get sent down to the ground to see if it's survivable. The leadership on the Ark wants to know, is the ground survivable? We're running out of options on this Ark. We need to know. So they call them the 100, right? Hence the title. They sent 100 kids to the ground who have committed crimes for various different crimes, right? And they all get sent down to the ground. And once they're on the ground, this one takes like a wicked turn. So let's see.
Prisoners of the
Y'all are fucked. That's what he was going to say. I'm gonna just finish it for him. So in the 100, the prisoners come down and they get to the ground. Obviously, they're not the only ones on the ground. They're gonna face dangers such as other humans, animals, um, nature, mainly other humans, and a big ass animal. Shit just big for no reason. But during this small little segment, we get introduced to characters. Now, this is where the story gets interesting. We get introduced to Bellamy, Clark, Octavia, Murphy, and the one thing I love about the 100 is that the development. Like, it is one of the best series for character development. I'm telling you, you go from hating some of these characters to loving them. You go from loving them to hating them, and then you go from either loving or hating them to understanding them. Whether you like it or not, you understand why they did what they did, and that's something that 100 like captures so like amazingly. I don't know how they did, but they captured like the human psyche in like this type of environment and how you can understand that is real. Like, it's one of the most well written shows I have um ever came to like watch and enjoy, especially a sci-fi. Because more, I'm usually more of a horror person, but the sci-fi just I had to stick with this series. And mind you, it came out in 2014, if I remember correctly, and I'm just now watching it 2023, and I still like feel like it's one of the most well written shows. But let's get into plot and characters. I told you guys already that obviously the 100 on the arc came down, blah 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 blah, right? Well, once they get on the ground, again, spoiler alert, there's a whole civilization down there, but it's much different from modern civilization. Like, these humans, they kill people. They have traditions, religions that these kids, they have to adjust to. They have to figure out. They have to survive, basically. And I'm gonna show you guys a short clip here. So let's see.
We are
We're not alone.
Damn right, Pussy Monster 48. Now, for those of you who don't know, who haven't already watched it or whatever, that's Clark. And her friend Jasper just got hit with a fucking spear. I'm not gonna make the video's already long, so I'm gonna just say if you wanna watch the 100, I think you should. If you're into sci-fi, if you're into romance, if you're into like like this show gets you attached, like emotionally attached. And before I end the video, I'm gonna cover one of my favorite um couples or whatever you want to call it in this series. But just to give you like a rough recap, without giving too many spoilers, a bunch of delinquent kids are sent to the ground to see if it's survivable. They go through tremendous obstacles that shape their character, their personality. They start making choices that the character they was in the beginning wouldn't make, but you can see why it led them to make those choices. So that's called character development. There's so many events going on in this series, in this like universe. There's so much going on, and it's like season after season. It's just back to back. Holy shit, you're on the edge, but you care about these characters. Then you start to care about characters you didn't really care about in the beginning, or you start to lose feelings for characters that you did. Like, it's a really amazing series. I recommend you watch it. Um, I'm gonna get into this last segment because this is what I really wanted to cover, and it's about Lexa, Lexa and Clark. Let me introduce y'all to my favorite couple. All right, into my last segment, I'm gonna cover my favorite part of the series, which is Lexa and Clark and their relationship. So, you guys already know the backstory of the 100. I already gave it, but Lexa is this character who she's a leader, obviously. She's the commander. And Clark is obviously a survivor. And they meet, and Clark is like a leader for her people, you know. And Lexa is like the leader of like the 13 clans. And from the very start when they meet, you like it's bro, the balance between feelings of like intimacy and the need to do right by their people and to uphold their own values clash so hard that you wouldn't see the relationship at first, but you'll want it, but you wouldn't see it if that makes sense. Like as time goes on, you're gonna start to want it. It's like building you up inside, right? Like yo, you want this, yo, you want this, and in the beginning it was a little hard to see, but as they keep going, as they keep interacting, the eye contact, the way Lexa like usually in like when you have two intimate characters that kind of like each other, they give way so easily to each other. Like they let each other get away with everything or whatever. But in this series, it shows the like the actual reality of being a leader, where like Lexa's like executing some of Clark's people or trying to. She has strong feelings for Clark, but she also is a commander at the end of the day, and it just builds up this level of intimacy that's just like, oh my god, I just want them to kiss or fuck already, like do something. And as it builds up, and when you finally get to the point where they kiss and all that, it is, bro, it's one of some of the most satisfying like things ever. Like when a series can make you feel this much about the characters and who they get paired up with, it has been successful because it has made you feel something. So, in terms of like making the viewer feel something, I'm gonna rate the 100 10 out of 10. In terms of like plot and like writing, I'm gonna rate it 8 out of 10. And I only say it 8 out of 10 because as the series goes on into later series, the writing kind of dies down, which happens in most series, which I kind of hate, but it's expected almost. and the way they killed Lexa off. Spoiler alert. I already said it. Whatever. I just it didn't fit into like the story at all. It's just like okay, maybe this character just needs to go out of the blue. I don't know. So 8 out of 10 for the plot or whatever the writing. 10 out of 10 for the making you feel something. The intimacy, character development is 20 out of 10, bro. It is perfect character development. Perfect, yeah, bro. How the characters start off to where they end up in the middle towards what they end. It's like three different characters, but they're the same person. But you can see through each season the decisions that was made, why they made them. It is perfect, and Lexa is perfect too. Don't forget that. Lexa is very much the perfect girl.